Now let's hear from INEC. I'm joined by the INEC Coordinating National Commissioner for Anambra Governorship Election, Mr. Ken Okeago. Thank you for joining us on the program this evening. We're counting literally hours now to the election. How ready is INEC at this moment? Have all sensitive and non-sensitive materials been distributed to the local government areas as we speak? Okeago, I'm asking how ready INEC is. Less than 48 hours to the election. We're following closely reaction coming from civil society organizations. LGA Africa, for instance, is saying that past Anambra elections opened late. Only 28% of polling units started accreditation by 9:30 a.m. in 2021. There are concerns about what INEC is doing differently this time to guarantee that polls open early in all the local government areas. We've heard some impressive numbers while we spoke with INEC last week. 5,718 beavers, 978 in reserve. And then the rec, who was on the show last week, mentioned that there was no single beavers failure since she assumed office in 2022. But we're also following closely what stakeholders are saying, what the experience of past voters have been, and also the review of INEC's preparation thus far. We're trying to connect with the INEC Coordinating National Commissioner for this election, Ken Okeago. Mr. Okeago, I'm asking how prepared INEC is less than 2 days to this election.
Yeah, we are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, we are well prepared. We are ready for the election. We just carried out a bit of what I consider the last activity we need to carry out today. We are still at the CBN. We just finished distributing the sensitive materials, and the beavers. They have all been moved to the local government offices, the 21 local government offices we have in Anambra State. Tomorrow they will be sorted and by RUAs, what we call RUAs or wards, and moved to the racks. From there, we'll be ready on Saturday, the 8th of November, by 7 a.m. latest. That's our target. We'll be at the various polling units, set up the polling units, and wait for voters to come out by 8:30. So we are set.
The issue of logistics has always been a thing in previous election. LGA Africa says the last Anambra election in 2021, only 28% of polling units started accreditation by 9:30 a.m. What are you doing differently this time to guarantee that elections will start early at all the local government areas?
Okay, like I said, our target is to we have racks, the camps where we camp our ad hoc staff overnight, and then move them to the various polling units in the morning on election day. Now we are going to activate the racks by 12 noon on Friday, tomorrow. All the racks will be activated, and all the ad hoc staff will be at the racks, and will carry out refresher training and sort out, cross the T's and dot the I's. The vehicles and the vehicle owners, the transport providers, will sleep at the racks. The security agencies personnel will sleep at the racks. So first thing on Saturday by 6 a.m., we'll all set out to the various polling units. And our target is to have the units set out. We'll set up the unit latest by 7 a.m. on Saturday. That's our target. And we've given the marching orders to all our officers.
How are you? We're counting on that. Nigerians are quite optimistic, especially considering that it's an off-cycle election, and then INEC and all the other stakeholders really now have the luxury of manpower to make this happen. But how are you addressing areas affected by insecurity? We're hearing reports about parts of Ihiala and Ogbaru where civil society is raising concerns about consolidated polling units. What are your plans in this regard?
Well, we've been holding meetings. We've had several meetings with the security agencies, and I've assured us that they'll provide adequate security in all the local government areas. For Ihiala, we know the special case of Ihiala. If you were part of the by-election in August, last August, you will understand or remember that we moved some ROA in Ihiala, 6 of them, to the local government secretariat based on security advice. And we're going to do the same thing now. And during that by-election, they all voted, those who were available, all the voters that were available, we registered in those 6 ROAs voted, and there was no complaint anywhere. We intend to repeat them now in this election because of the security concern in those areas. For Obaru will be everywhere in Obaru. Like I said, you mentioned that we'll have the benefit of more manpower. The same thing with the security. The security assured us that they're mobilizing 45,000 security personnel to cover the states during the election. Now we are sure they will provide the necessary cover to ensure that the voters come out to exercise their franchise.
We have to go now because we'd like to also hear from the police, but I'm sure you also are concerned about reports of the possibility of voter turnout being less than 20% in this election. What last minute measures is INEC and other stakeholders putting in place to ensure that more people come out for this election on Saturday?
Well, we've made efforts on our part to engage in voter education and mobilization, and equally had several meetings with all the stakeholders, the political parties, and the civil society organizations. We are very confident that we'll have higher turnout this time around. Remember, in 2021, there were so many security challenges that discouraged a lot of persons from participating. But now everything seems to be calmer in the state, and we trust that people will come out to vote.
Good place to live it. Ken Ukweagu is supervising INEC Commissioner for Anambra State. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we wish you all the best. We'll take a short break.
Thank you very much.
When we return, we'll be talking to the Police Commissioner in Anambra State. Stay with us, everyone.